1 in 4 of us struggle with some kind of mental health. As a world population that is just over 2 billion of us, over 75% of that do not even speak out about their mental health. Now that 1 in 4 could be a close family member or even a close friend.
This is why we need to break the silence. Right guys, welcome to episode 2 of Break the Silence. Just want to say thank you for all the response we had on the first video. Support as always was great. We will be answering the question just very shortly about the Love Island and mental health. Is that the reason? Which I thought was quite an interesting question actually. So when I actually read the question, it kind of stumped me a little bit. I was kind of like, do I, don't I? So I've kind of like a mixture on it, which we'll talk through in a second. But a lot of people who are watching this maybe don't have a mental health illness, or maybe you know someone who does have a mental health issue and you don't know what it's like. So I'm just going to show you, or not show you, but kind of give you like a visual interpretation of what it does feel like. So the best way to describe it quickly would be as you're trying to listen to your positive voice. So say for example you've got that voice saying, no, you look good. Around it is voices that's covering that, telling you that you don't look good, for example. So I'm now going to talk to you just normally, right now, and as the sound kind of mumbles, you can hear the crowd around it, and you probably can't hardly hear me. And that is exactly what it feels like to have a mental health illness, to have your brain sitting there, and around it is like this throb. You know that feeling you get when you're in a crowd, and it's like bam, 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 like you can't really focus. That's the feeling that it can be best described, I believe, is the closest to that recently I found I can describe it again. So, episode 2, we're talking about mental health in the fitness industry, and does it impact how we kind of look at ourselves, compare ourselves, etc. And is it causing more mental health than good? And that's what we're going to address today. And my opinions, I'm no expert, like I've said before, and this is just my opinions, my experiences, and what I've kind of done to deal with them. So we're going to deal with the question. Like I said, if you do have any questions, message them down the bottom or on our Instagram, @_legacybros. Just slide into them DMs and ask us any question and I'll address it here. So I'm very grateful for the question. So the question was, do you believe that shows like Love Island have an impact on how we see ourselves? So it's very good. It's a good question. I thought about it, and I'm kind of mixed between yes and no. So the reason no is because from watching Love Island, what you see is what you get, basically, what they look like. I mean, most of them are in good condition, which can obviously then play with your mind. If you're not in good condition, you can't get on the show, you can't blah, 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 which is bollocks. And yes, I feel like it does really... The only thing that annoys me about shows like this is like when they go through to, like, for example, they show them on like the TV, they've kind of like edited it slightly, so they've like more tan, they're kind of like more toned, you can see their abs a little bit. Like, you don't need abs in life, not all. It's kebabs over abs at the end of the day. Like, it's life, like moments over macros, like stuff, all that. But when they like have to have abs and stuff like this on the show, and you just kind of like, you sitting there, and if you don't have abs yourself, like you then compare yourself. So that kind of side of things I don't agree with. I agree with like promoting good body image, like just health, not the way you look. 'Cause I feel like you just need to love yourselves more than anything, as cliche and cringy as that is, like the hippie man, like, hey, love yourself, man. But yeah, that's my opinion on Love Island. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is when they show you the couples and they're like really suddenly like ripped and lean, they've got abs popping, and then the next scene when they're like laying on the lounges, they're not. So that's the side I like of it, where you just see like the natural body, because no one has abs just walking around like, ugh. You'd have to tense, trust me. Like when I've been a day out from competition, if I don't tense, I don't have abs. Like literally I can stand there like about to hit my lat spread, abs are not there. You'd have to literally physically tense them for them to be there. So when people see like, you know, when they're on that Love Island, the couples, like they've got like their abs popping, like most of it, they're probably near enough going to shit themselves because they're tensing so hard. We've all been there on a night out where you've gone quickly take a photo and you're like, do I look good? Do I look good? And that's the exact same in my opinion. But on to the actual main topic of the video, which is, does the fitness industry have an impact on mental health? these days, and I'm going to say I will go through positives and negatives and what I've kind of personally been through. So let's talk about me first. So from a young age, I had an eating disorder, and I would say it's based on trying to chase a physique that was just not achievable. I say not achievable because when I did achieve the physique, it's just not maintainable, which we'll go on to in a second very quickly. But I find that the physique that I was chasing, for example, like if you compare the people, like for example, I always wanted abs like Ryan Terry. Like growing up, it was like his abs are just insane, and that is his genetics. Like he has probably the best abs I've ever seen. Like, and I've always wanted to chase that physique, like wide shoulders, Dorito look, the abs popping. But like I said, it's achievable. Don't get me wrong, and it's not unattainable. It's just not maintainable. So, from my experience, when I've competed, I just don't want to hold that body anymore. You get to a point where you kind of like just. You feel crap, you physically can't go out to things, you can't do this, and then it makes you kind of hide away, which then can lead on to you feeling depressed. Do you know what I mean? So like that little bit of doing the competition, you get very depressed and you start comparing yourself like to other people. But my experiences going back to it, I found had the little inkling was me chasing that physique that is achievable, not maintainable, but it was just impossible to get, especially at like a young age. Like I had no idea of, you know, he's like, well, hold on, Ryan Terry's been training like 16 years, so 10 of that is bulk cut. I thought you could get that from 6 weeks of dieting, or if I starved myself. You know, there's people with the wrong nutritional advice in their head. I don't get what goes through it sometimes. Like someone came up to me the other day about a bagel and said like, oh, this is a good source of fats, and you kind of like, yeah, it's like, well, that's not a fat source of carbs, but I was kind of like your knowledge, you just need to look into foods and just learn about the whole fitness, how you get that journey. And like I said, it is a journey. Like my journey here is completely different to your journey. You've just got to stay in your lane. I'm staying in my lane. I don't then stand there and go, like, you could have like ridiculously like good arms, and I've got rubbish spaghetti arms, and I'm sitting here like, damn, like, let's say your name's Jim. I'm like, Jim. Oh, look at Jim's arms. I wish I had them. But I've got over here, but I've got a bigger chest. And you're sitting over here going, God, like, look at Gareth. I wish I had that. You've just got to stay in the lane and focus on what you've got is good. That is my biggest advice in terms of like fitness. You've just literally got to stay in your lane, stay focused, and focus on yourself. What you've got positive. So right now, myself, I know that I've naturally got a good chest. I've got really good triceps. I've got horrific calves. To be fair, my calves have grown slightly, like since prep. I don't know if it was all the steps, but you've just got to be like, stay in your lane and be realistic in your lane as well. Like, don't think within a year you're going to look like Phil Heath, Ryan Terry. It's not. It takes bloody years. Like myself, I've been training 6, 7, 8 years, and I don't look nowhere slightly near. It's just, like I said, I've just got to stay in my lane. This is me, this is you, stay in that lane. That being said though, like there is so many positives with training. Like training is that 1 hour where it would help me conquer my mental health. The 1 hour I'd feel good. So in my head I was telling myself, you're rubbish, you're crap at this, you're not good at this, you're not getting anywhere in life, Gareth. But that 1 to 2 hours when I'm in the gym, I just feel unstoppable. Like I feel like I look like you just look good. You feel like you look the pump in the sense, and just like you just know what you're doing. Like, and it's like you don't even need to look in the mirror. Like I feel like people get scared in the mirror with like mental health to look at themselves, but I don't. I probably look at myself probably once or twice, and it is probably literally more for technique points. So for example, like if I was doing like triceps, just to make sure like, because I don't know why, but sometimes I don't extend all the way. I'm like a little bit behind, but I don't know what now. Meant to be on a rope, but it just looked like I was in a nightclub having a woo hand shandy. But yeah, so the positives, like that 1 hour, like I feel like it can, and there's been scientific studies say that exercise does actually help reduce depression and especially anxiety. It's just more of like a feel-good factor that it brings, which is good, I suppose. Where are we? And also you've got to look at training as each session you are getting better, like you're bringing a better you. So if that is your mental health, okay, so for example, I got into the gym because it made me feel better, and feeling better kind of in turn helped with my depression. It kind of boosted, like lowered my depression and like my happiness. I was just like going up and up because of the way I was feeling when I was training. And them two is just a win-win. You don't need loads of medication being pumped into you. Like I saw someone's comment the other day. He said like 5 workouts is 5 less medication, which I kind of like that, to be fair. So use your gym as your medication. Use it as your therapy. Like take some anger out. Like good lord, I was angry. Like take up a sport. Like I took up MMA. I did karate at a young age. I took up MMA just because not I wanted to beat the crap out of people, because I wanted literally just. I had so much anger, like, and it would be from. Seeing my dad, like when he went through his cancer, it would be like, that anger just built up, and you just want to punch things instead of doing it and getting caught by the police. Like do it in a club, do you know what I mean? Like do it at a martial arts club where they're insured. So if you do knock someone out, or if you did like me where you put them in a semi-state coma, you're insured, you're fine, don't you worry. No, that leads on to a couple more of the negatives, which I found through the fitness industry that has had a massive impact on people's mental health, especially the way that they look. And this, number one, we've already talked about, is chasing that physique, which is good though, because it can be a goal to achieve, but also don't set yourself back. Like I said, stay in your lane. Short goal, short goal, short goal, get to the long goal. Next enough is the bitchiness. It needs to stop. Trust me, the bitchiness needs to stop in this industry. So the amount of times a guy looks good and he's on steroids. He could not be, you don't know. He might have done 16, 17 years of ridiculously hard work to get there. And just because you're starting your fitness journey, you're already comparing yourself. So you're out of your lane. You've got out of your lane and you're comparing yourself over here, and he's already on steroids in a sense. Same with girls, like her bum's like a little bit like too big, like maybe she's had like implants. Like why? Like she might literally been 5, 6, 7 years like training hard, nutrition on point, everything. You just don't know unless they physically admit it. And I feel like social media is a massive impact. Like my biggest advice to that is I got caught up in it, and one negative comment changes your whole, for example, 10 positive comments you've had. So for example, you remember I remember I was back at school, you start getting them ones who were saying, oh, you're hench. You remember that word, hench? We used to say we're bloody hench. Which, my last name's Henton, and cringely I changed to Henchton once when I was at school. Yeah, not proud of that. But, and then the one comment I can remember was saying, oh, you're getting a little bit chubby now. And bam, just set me on horrific road back to the mental health, where it was different down. I was like, I just look fat, I don't look good anymore, I need to starve myself, I need to go back to my anorexia mode, you just need to realise, like, I don't get like people's, like, who actually has the chestnuts or even the mindset to say something like that to someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if I was chubby, don't you go saying that chubbiness to me. Like, you are who you are. Like, yeah, like, I don't think I was ever like that chubby, especially when I was like, because of training, like, it was just, I just looked bigger. But then that one comment is just devastating someone. Like, I couldn't physically go up to someone and just be that negative to him. Like, you know, like, oh no, you're looking a little bit chubby, mate. Why would you say that? Unless you had like such a good relationship with that person and that was your kind of like your banter between each other. You know, you'd be like, oh, like, you got small arms, for example. You know, the banter you have, or like, oh, look, we'll put a little bit of weight on. Like, sometimes it's funny, like with friends and stuff. That is quite funny. But like when you get like, I work in the fitness industry, and you get a random, say for example, member at your gym, just come up to you and say, for example, I've had this before. So it was after my first comp, and they've said, oh, you've let yourself go. What? And even when like I went away, so I was sitting on a boat, I can remember this clear as anything, because this is one that really set me off for the holiday. Like, my mental health went through the roof. And they said to me, I was literally a month after my first show, I rebounded, I'd say pretty bad, if I'm being honest. Not bad, I just was enjoying life. So I didn't look like I stepped on stage, if I'm being honest. And then I sat on the boat, and there was an American guy opposite me. Funny enough, they were vloggers, and he said, oh, what do you do? What have you recently been up to? Just because we were chatting for the day. I said, I've just literally stepped off stage like a month ago. And I swear down, he looked me up, down, left, right, centre. And I literally, the way he looked at me and said, oh, really? And then you kind of like, you know what, but like, it's just, people are dumb, and people annoy me in this world. Like, end of. The thing about like Legacy Bros and myself and Scott is we're honest people, and I think a lot of people in this world are dumb. No, I can't really say that. I think a lot of people are not educated more than anything on how to actually just approach someone and just not say horrible things. So that leads on to the next thing. What can we do? So number one, you've just got to accept your body. Know that not everyone is the same. Take me and Scott for example. So Scott is naturally more bigger frame in terms of muscular development, and myself, I'm slightly smaller and more. I've always, even in my bulk, I'm always quite conditioned, and that's just two different body types. Scott looks really good in a t-shirt, and sometimes I look like a flagpole in a t-shirt. That's the end of the day. I can't change that. You've just got to, like I said, stay in your lanes. This is Scott. This is me. Compliment him, and he'll compliment me. And that leads on to number two. Like, people just don't compliment people anymore. Like, during prep, me and Scott would always, like, if we were doing posing practice, yeah, you'd need someone to tell you, like, we'd tell each other what you need to work on, but it wouldn't be, oh, by the way, your hamstrings are shit. It would be like, oh, like, put your foot this way just to show, like, your hamstrings. It wasn't like, it was just a certain way you can word things better. But in terms of compliments, we'd always compliment each other, like, oh, damn, you look good. Even backstage when we were pumping up, we were like, oh, no, this is yours. And, like, do you know what I mean? It's just, like, the difference in this world where we just need to start complimenting each other and being a little bit more, like, positive. Like, there's so much negative in this world. Why add more from your crappy comments? Like, instead of, like, being so negative towards people who, like, maybe, like, are on their fitness journey or, like, or whatever it is in life, like, be nice to them, because one day you might need them. Like many people have been horrible to me, and I've, like, caused certain issues in my life. They've always come back to me and asked, like, oh, how should I change my physique? And I'm not now going to help you, am I? If I'm being honest, why the hell would I want to help you? And it's, you just need to be more on it and be more happy and be more positive towards people. Like, whether that's like, to your girlfriend, like, your makeup looks really good today, or to your best mate, oh damn, like, training's going well. You can see, like, you're looking good, like, you're looking strong, looking big, like, that's good. Like what you're doing differently. Just be more on it. It's like more like positive. That's such a key word in this video today. It's like positivity goes so much further than negative. Trust me. More than anything as well, enjoy your workouts. Like, I know a lot of people, when they go into the fitness or in the fitness world, they get very like, I don't want him looking at me, I don't want her looking at me. But 9 times out of 10, the people who are looking around because they don't want you to look at them. They're just checking before they check their arms out in the mirror. But for me, I just enjoy my workouts. Arnie says it best, is like, a pump is better than an orgasm. Like, it just is. It's chasing the pump. It's like, I don't even need to look in the mirror. Like, when you, like, for example, my favourite one at the minute, I'll go through stages, is a back pump. Like, you know, when your back is just pumped, your lats are there, and you're like, oh, this just feels so good. As soon as you leave it, you just flake like a balloon. Going, but enjoy your workouts. Don't worry about what you look like. Just enjoy your workouts, smash your workouts, and think every rep and set is one step closer to your goal. Okay, your goal. Not bloody looking like Ryan Terry like I did, not looking like Phil Heath, not looking like Arnie. Your goal, who you are, okay? And don't live on social media. This is my last one. Take a break every so often. So even Legacy Bros, like, we get ourselves so caught up to the point where we want to quit. Like I said, we're honest. Sometimes there's days where we're like, there's no point in doing this, X, Y, and Z. But you just literally need to come off it sometimes, take a break. And like I said, instead of looking at someone on Instagram going, oh damn, like, that's steroids, maybe leave a positive comment, or like just be nice to him, message him, like, or whatever you need. Like that with Instagram as well, like, when you're looking at things, just know how fake things can actually be. So if I'm being honest, in terms of posting like a topless physique, I'd probably post one back from my comps, which is 14, 15 weeks of hardcore dieting, good lighting, ridiculously spray tan, and the best me. Whereas now, if I compare that, like, I look better here, so why would I post that? And that's Instagram again. Like, I should be able to post this one of me on the right, of looking how I am now, like slightly bulkier, not the perfect physique, but like I said, you've got to remember, no matter who you are, that is the perfect physique. But that's you. That's what you're going. That's your goal. So things like, especially like I said, like Love Island, going back to the Love Island query, like when they go from sitting on the benches and stuff into the edit, like as soon as they're edited on that screen, like, they've got abs, they're ripped, they're toned, they're tan, their makeup's done. Like, that's the difference. Like, most times, you've done it. I can guarantee you right now, you've took 70 photos and you've only posted one of them because that's the right one. And that's why the only world only sees these ones. Trust me, if you look through some of the other ones, some of the ones what Legacy Bros have taken, like, you just look at them and like, I look horrific, honestly. And like, me and Scott will both say, like, we actually look horrid. But in terms of fitness, stay in your lane, think positive, say more positive things, approach life more of, like, in terms of social media, don't take everything as what it is. Like, most of it is fake. Some of it is real. And congratulate them people who are real. Like, you can tell the difference between someone who's fake who's real. But guys, that is episode 2 of Break the Silence and how to be a little bit more positive in the fitness industry and how it can affect your mental health. Now, any more questions, like I said, at _LegacyBros on Instagram, drop it down on here for us. And I'll see you in episode 3, which will be Mental Health Monday, the following Monday, which, let's have a little look at what the topic could be. So I've got it all down. I've got a little bit of a geek in my diary, look. I like to be organised. So today we've done the fitness industry, and next time is going to be like therapy and what sort of types there is and can do. So I'm going to talk about what I went through and what helped and what worked for me. So make sure you subscribe, ready for it. Give this video a like, helps me out so much more, keeps me just fired up just to keep doing them. And like I said, I just want to help as many of you as I can. So until next time, be brave, break that silence if you need to, and speak out. We'll see you in the next one.